By March 1776, American soldiers tenuously continued the siege of Quebec City they began with high hopes in November of the previous year. Huddling in Canadian homes and barns, these soldiers had to hang on until the Continental Congress could get fresh reinforcements north. In the meantime, Major General Philip Schuyler, commander of the Northern Department of the Continental Army, had to keep these soldiers alive and armed using an ice road connecting storehouses in Albany to hungry soldiers and cannons in Canada. Oxen and drovers linked forts like Ticonderoga, keeping an essential lifeline open to the Continental Army dug in around the walls of Quebec. General Philip Schuyler ordered on February 24, 1776, the Commissary General to send 120 sleds, 20 of which to be log sleds for carrying cannon, with such provisions and stores as may be in the stores at this place to Fort George. On their arrival at Fort George, they are to unload, and the commanding officer is to take as many of them as may be wanted to convey what good cannon are there to Montreal. The remainder to be loaded by the commissary with pork, 4 barrels to each. And on their arrival at Ticonderoga, the commanding officer is to unload as many of them as will suffice to carry what mortars and what cannon are there and at the bridge. Not less than 12-pounders to Montreal. He will also put into each sled, over and above the 4 barrels of pork, 200 weight of 24-pound and 12-pound shot and 8-inch shells of any there. So many of the sleds on their arrival at Crown Point are to unload their pork as will carry all the good cannon, mortars, and howitzers that are there, the longer 9-pounder to go, but none of a less size, and such sleds as many not have shot on their arrival at Crown Point are to be loaded with it in the like manner as is directed to be done at Ticonderoga. The commanding officer at each of the posts to make a return of what is gone on, and what cannon and artillery stores are left at each post, specifying the numbers and size of the shot and shells. By March 1776, a race against time and melting ice was on. Thawing rivers and lakes would allow continental reinforcements to row north. Yet melting ice floes on the St. Lawrence promised the arrival of British reinforcements from the high seas. For the time being, oxen, drovers, and sleds constantly descended this ice road into Canada, feeding General Philip Schuyler's soldiers hemming in the British at Quebec. To those soldiers, each sled brought shot, shell, meat, flour, and hope in the dark winter hours of this campaign.